Yes, of course, the children. Welcome back. It's good to have you in my lab for another day and another experiment. Now again, I was talking to Professor A, who seems to think I spent a little bit too much time talking about myself. Again, I get it. And not enough time speaking about you. Now, I think we know plenty about all of your pool habits. You don't need to continue to remind me that you know where a pool is and that there's one in your backyard. We get it. But listen, I need to know more. I feel as though we should relate to one another here on my island. So, let me ask you this, by show of hands, how many of you have been to an island? Any of you? A few of you, interesting. Now let me ask you this, whether you've been to an island or not, how many of you would like to go to an island, and shout out which island you would like to go to. Go ahead, I'm listening. Quiet, Troy, I'm listening. Uh-huh. Okay, good choices. Those are all good choices. Now, have we related enough, squirrel? Can we finally get on to the experiments, which is why we're all here? Professor A. Good. Now, listen. An island means that it is surrounded entirely by water. As a matter of fact, the entire Earth is 2/3 water. When you think of all the land and all of the water, there's more water than there is land. Think of it this way. If you were to flatten all of the mountains down to the ground, and you were to take all of the trenches in the ocean and raise them up, did you know that there would be so much water that the entire land would be covered in 8,000 feet of water? That's terrifying. I scared myself, I'm sorry. All right, well, think of it this way. I want you to imagine a place. Let's make up a name. Let's call it Challenger Deep, which is a name I just made up. And let's say it's 35,000 feet below the ocean. And imagine Mount Everest as it rises up on the horizon. If you were to take Mount Everest and you placed it in Challenger Deep, the greatest mountain that we have on this planet, did you know that that mountain, the tip of that mountain wouldn't even stick up out of the water? Challenger Deep is so deep that not even Mount Everest could fully fill it. That is deep. Now think about this. That all makes me think of a Bible verse. I think of Micah chapter 7, verse 9, that talks about the love that God has for all of us. So much so that we, his children, cannot be burdened down by our sins, because God has promised to take our sins and throw it into the depth of the ocean. A love so deep, in a sea so deep, must mean that God really loves his children. And that's our reminder for the day as we work through this new mystery, which of course you all saw it coming. Of course, I had given you all the indications of what we're going to talk about. We are going to discover the mystery of how much water a diaper can hold. A diaper? Professor A, are you sure? You brought a diaper with you. That is very strange, but okay. You've never led me astray before, Professor A, and I don't believe you'll start now. All right, well, let's talk about diapers. How many of you, by show of hands, still wear diapers? Put your hand down, Troy, you're not wearing a diaper. How many of you have a brother or sister who wears diapers? Troy, put your claw down. You're a lobster, you're related to lobsters. All right, good. So then you know what a diaper is, and you know that it can be sometimes a little heavy. And it's amazing how much this little diaper can hold. We're going to test the limits of this diaper to figure out how much water it can hold. And then we will unravel the mystery of why a diaper can hold so much water. What I have here with me is this turkey baster, along with this pitcher of water. Now, I am going to slowly fill this baster with water, and I am going to see how much water it can hold. Now, you at home, I want you to guess at which point you think the diaper will become so full that it begins to drip onto the table. Will it be 1 turkey baster? Let's try it. Is it 1? No drips. Let's go back for 2. Do you think this will be it? Will this be too much for the diaper to hold? Oh, I certainly hope not. 2 turkey basters full of water. Will it be too much? Hang on, little diaper. Still no drips. You're doing well, little diaper. Will it be 3? 3 turkey basters full of water raining down on the diaper. Oh, it's getting very heavy. So heavy. But will it drip? My hand is still dry. Moving on to 4 turkey basters full of water. Hang on, diaper. My hand is still dry. Incredible. How about 5 turkey basters? My hand is so dry, it is incredible. Another. How many of you think this will be it? There's no way it can handle this much water. Don't believe me? My hand is still incredibly dry. No drips on it. All right, it's time to get more intense. We are going to continually drop water into this. How many seconds before the poor diaper is overfilled? It cannot take any more. More diaper. More. Oh, it's so full. A puddle is forming. It's still absorbing. Incredible. Oh, it's so full. I'm not sure it'll take any more. Look how big that diaper has gotten. It's huge. So incredibly huge. And yet, no water on my hand. Still incredibly dry. Can probably take more. Wow. That is 1 full diaper. Incredible. Now, we must unravel the mystery of how a diaper is able to absorb so much water. Professor A, of course, I have no idea. So please, we will listen to you explain how a diaper works. Go ahead. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes, big words. Yes, 2 big words. Great. I will have to do my best to remember both of them. Yes, that's enough. Thank you. I don't need to understand anymore. All right. Professor A explains it this way. Inside of a diaper are very small beads. Those beads are called sodium polyacrylate. And we actually have some right here. Little tiny beads that are inside of every diaper. These little beads love water. Or, as Professor A explains it, they are hydrophilic, which means they cling to water. A bunch of these all strung together inside of this diaper takes it from something that is very light to something that is very heavy and now very full of water. Now, I'm going to have you try this at home, or at least give you the opportunity to try it at home. And I want you to take a spoon. Any spoon will do. We'll take a smaller dropper. Thank you, Troy. Good, Troy. Good. All right. You take a spoon. You take a medicine dropper. You fill the dropper with water. Then I want you to count how many drops will fit into the spoon. 1, 2, 3, and so on, until the spoon is all the way full. I will need another medicine dropper. Full of water. 30, 40. I'm an incredibly fast counter. I'm counting each and every drop. 41, 42, 45, 53, 27, 86. Perfect. That is a full spoon. Exactly 86 drops by my flawless count. Now, take that water, place it back inside. Then, take a diaper. Ask your parents' permission first. They're very expensive. I want you to fill the spoon with a bit of the sodium polyacrylate. And then I want you to do the same experiment. And I want you to count the drops. And I want you to see if maybe, just maybe, because there is polyacrylate inside of the spoon, if it does not suddenly carry more water. It is a mystery. It is an experiment for you to try at home. Now, I'm not going to continue because I don't want to give too much away, but I do want you to try this at home using your parents' guidance and permission. That's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned something. And I hope you found out about just how deep God's love is for each of us. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go check on something non-shark related. Do you think they bought it? That it's not about sharks? Because it's definitely about sharks.